Take off.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Let's start off in Luke 16.
That thing smells like chicken noodle soup. You know what I'm saying? Herbs and meat. I would wait for you to have the rest of it. Alright. Go ahead, man. You got it.
We have Luke 16. Let's go to
I got you.
chapter 13. Luke 16, chapter 13.
Luke 16, verse 13. It says, no servant can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other.
Start there. So we see right here, we're gonna look at this in two aspects. We're gonna look at it as a physical aspect, and we're gonna look at it as a spiritual aspect. So start from the top, read that again.
No servant can serve two masters.
Alright, so when we talk about a master, we're talking about a controlling body, a controlling entity. So if you're serving somebody, you pretty much submit yourself to their will and to their order, or what they want to be done, correct? Alright, let's keep going.
For either he will hate the one and love the other,
Alright, keep going.
or else he will hold to the one and despise the other.
Alright, so let's look at a carnal level. Alright? So let's talk about serving two masters. Look at it as a let's start first and look at it as a parent and child situation. You know what I'm saying? So as a child, you serving your parent as the person who birthed you and the person who take care of you, and you're the child. So you know certain things, especially growing up, your parent might say something, tell you to do something that you might not want to do. Alright? And you look at it at the same time, with Yah being our Father, it's going to be certain things that He requires of us that we might not want to do. Now, in spite of that, we got to look at it as, from that angle, we either going to put aside how we feel about it and put aside what we want to do and do what the Father wants to do, or we going to do what we want to do. And that's where it goes into saying, you're going to hold on to one and you're going to despise the other. The more you continue to try to do what you want to do and work your will in outside of what you know the instructions were, or what the master or what the governing controller is telling you what to do, the more you're going to stray from being in line with that order. Alright? So, finish that up real quick.
It say, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve Elohim and Mammon.
Alright? So, that's what we're going to look at today. We're going to look at us not being and not allowing ourselves to serve two masters. Alright? So let's go to Numbers 25. Alright? So keep that in mind. We're talking about not serving two masters. Because if you serve two masters, eventually, like I said, you're going to end up cleaving to one and despising the other. So through your actions, through your deeds, and what you show, you're going to end up being joined to one mind and separated from the other mind. And that's what we're going to talk about. All right. So let's go to, number 25. Let's start at the top.
Yasharala abode in Shittim, and the people began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab.
All right, stop right there. Anybody know what shittim means?
A cod, a tree of wood.
Oh, what?
A cod's the type of tree.
Okay. Let me put it in the strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, put it in the strong. I think it said acacia. If I'm not
Well,
mistaken.
that's what I was.
Yeah, that's what it says.
Yeah, that's what it is.
All right, let's look into that deeper. Which I see that. So we're gonna go into the root word of that.
Scourge.
All right, you see that, the scourge. All right, the scourge. Anybody know what the scourge is? Nobody know what scourge is? All right, keep that in mind. We're gonna talk about what scourging is. So for y'all don't know, we're gonna touch back on that. We're gonna continue to go. Huh?
Is it kind of like digging into something?
What is it?
Is it kind of like digging into something?
Sort of, but we're gonna touch on that. So keep that in mind. What shittim mean? The root word is to scourge. All right. So read that one more time. Up. 25.
And Yasharala abode in Shittim, and the people began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab.
All right. So we see the people began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab. So we're talking about whoredom. We know we're talking about adultery. All right, we talking about serving other gods. So are we supposed to be joined? We talking about marriage. You know, the master said that we supposed to leave our parents and become one flesh. We supposed to become not twain but one. So we look at that. We already know the people of Yasharah have already agreed to become one with Yahuwah by living and abiding by His covenant. So now that we know we're going outside of that covenant because we were committing whoredom. The word whoredom and adultery is the same word in Hebrew. So you pretty much disobeying your master to go serve another master. You caught between two opinions. All right. So let's continue.
And they called the people under the sacrifices of their gods, and the people did eat and bow down to their
All
gods.
right. So stop there. So now we see that the people are sacrificing to the other mighty one. So we look at our position as being His children and His wife being joined unto Him. It's certain things that we supposed to sacrifice to be able to become one with this man. So you got to make sure that you understand here, you got people sacrificing the things of the world to become one with the Father. Because we're supposed to be sacrificing things of the world to become one with the Father, because we know this is a spiritual walk. We're supposed to set aside down all things that's going to separate us from being one with the Master. So we see these people, they sacrificing to the other God. So if we know that sacrificing to being one with Elohim is to sacrifice things of the world, sacrifice things of the flesh, sacrifice things of ourselves to become part of the Mashiach, what do you think that's going on with them sacrificing to other gods on the spiritual level?
Indulging in the things of this world.
All right, indulging in things of this world, right? Indulging into the things of the world, being joined to other people who are not joined to Yahuwah, all right? So now you see that we're committing whoredom by, and it can say specifically the daughters of Moab. So now we're indulging in things with other people who are not joined to the Elohim and joined to the Master, all right? So, and then we also say that they're bowing down to other Elohim. So that means they're going as far as to serving these other gods in their actions and in their deeds. All right? Let's read verse 3. So we understand exactly what it is.
Joined himself under Baal Peor, okay? And the anger of Yahuwah was kindled against Yasharah.
All right.
Yahuwah said unto Moses.
Stop right there. Let's start at 3. So let's say that the people of Yasharah joined themselves to Baal Peor. So let's understand that we already talked about us joining and being one flesh and us not serving two masters. So we've already agreed that we serving Yahuwah. How can we go forth and join ourselves to Baal Peor? Y'all get what I'm saying? So when y'all see them joining themselves to Baal Peor, what do you get out of that?
Two masters.
Right, so now you committed adultery by committing and entering into a covenant with one master, who's the Father, and then going as far as to joining yourself to another. You get what I'm saying? So now we're going back to you not being able to serve two masters, because at this point, now you're beginning to love and you're beginning to cleave to and join to things that are not of Yahuwah, and now you're beginning to despise Yahuwah. Because as you indulge into these things of the world, you're starting to hate righteousness. You're starting to hate to do what's right. You're starting to have a strong displeasure for the things that are pleased to Elohim, for the things that are pleased your flesh. All right? So let's look at Baal Peor. Somebody pull Baal Peor up for me real quick.
I think it says something about the gap or something.
Gap or opening.
All right, gap or opening. Anything else you got on Baal Peor?
The deity worship at Peor
With probable licentious rites. So that's what it said. People who worship Baal Peor worship him with licentious rites. Anybody got something for licentious? Anybody know what that means?
Type of lust, sexual lust, freak stuff.
Right.
Basically, bro.
Orgies.
Orgies, oral sex, anal
Animals.
sex.
Licentious is unprincipled sexual activities or unmoral sexual activity.
Anything goes.
Right. So therefore, right, by joining themselves to Baal Peor, and notice, and we're gonna read to make it more clear that we understand exactly what's happening. At verse 2, it says the people began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab. All right. So notice it's something that's involving females. And then notice that the joining or the worship and the type of sacrifice and things that they're doing is tied to sexual activity. All right. So we know that whoredom in itself is idolatry, worshiping other gods, however you worshiping them. But this particular case, we're physically committing fornication against our bodies and against Yahuwah. Because we already know that fornication is sin against yourself. So if you join one with the Mashiach, you sinning against the Mashiach because y'all one body. Just like if you married and you go out and sleep with somebody else, you sin against your wife because y'all one flesh, or your husband, vice versa. So that's how we got to look at it in this context. So a lot of these other gods and a lot of these ways of the world that we're serving, you really sinning against your own self and Yahuwah, because you're supposed to be walking one with Yahuwah, but instead you're going outside of that and sinning against yourself by committing physical fornication and spiritual idolatry. You get what I'm saying? And that's what's going on right here in America. That's what's going on prevalent, the same thing. So now we see that the way that they're worshiping this God is through the daughters and through sexual activities that is unlawful.
All right, we'll say so you can research it yourself. That's where you started learning to put your mouth on other people's genitalia.
We're gonna talk about that. So let's jump to 1 Corinthians 16. 1 Corinthians 6, and somebody get number 18. We're gonna jump back, and then we're gonna do 1 Corinthians 6 first. All right. 1 Corinthians 6, verse 16. 15. All right.
Know ye not that your bodies are the members of Hamashiach?
Okay.
Shall I then take the members of Mashiach and make them members of a harlot?
See that? So now you see, that's what we just did. We just came down, slid the shit up. As soon as we get out there, we making our bodies that's one with the Mashiach, one in this Torah, to bodies of members of a harlot. Because we just took this covenant. And not physically by a spiritual whoredom, by physically committing idolatry with people who believe or are joined to another God. So now we automatically serving two masters in the physical and in the spiritual sense. Keep reading.
Yah forbid. What now ye not that which is joined to a harlot is one body? For two say he shall be one flesh.
Okay.
But he that is joined to Yahuwah is one ruach.
Okay. So answer this. How can you be one ruach or one body or one mind with the Mashiach, but you still serving another God? Or you still committing idolatry? You still committing fornication on the spiritual and physical level? You get what I'm saying? This is where we fall short as a people, because we're not looking at the deeper meaning and understanding of what's going on. Even when we serving things that are of this world, you still trying to be joined with people who are not of this world. We already read, you're going to be separate. You cleave to one flesh. So you got to separate yourself from family. You got to separate yourself from friends. You got to separate yourself from activities and things that is outside of the line of you being joined to the Mashiach. Because once you join to him, you one flesh. You can't take on the flesh of the Mashiach and then at the same time being horn of your hands and joined with the wicked, or joined into things that are not of Yah. You get what I'm saying? So the people in this situation in Numbers 25, they're actually joined to the physical activities that come with worshiping this God. Because we see in other situations, we see that they're actually physically carving these images, and they're actually physically doing these other things as far as building the poles, and they building the statues. But you see this, it's the lust of their pleasures of what they want to do in this particular situation. So we can't let that in the world take us from that being one flesh with the Mashiach. Let's keep reading. I want to get to 18.
Flee fornication. Every sin that a man doeth is without the body, but he that committeth fornication will sin against his own body.
All right. So right there we see that us being joined into one flesh, we sinning against the Mashiach. So if we supposed to be priests and we supposed to be joined to the Mashiach, let's go to Numbers and see that. That was Numbers 18. Let's start at the top.
Bar 18.
Yeah, Numbers 18. And then we're going to jump back to number 25.
Bar 18. And Yahuwah said unto Aharon, and you and your sons and your father's house with you shall bear the iniquity of the sanctuary. And you and your sons with you shall bear the iniquity of your priesthood. And your brethren also of the tribe of Levi, the tribe of your father, bring with you, that they may be joined unto you and minister unto you. But you and your sons with you shall minister before the tabernacle of witness.
Okay, so we see us as being the priesthood, we know that Yahuwah came and died so that we are all priests and we're all joined to him through the blood and through his son. We also have that responsibility as what? Ministering before the tabernacle as a witness to the Mashiach, and witness to things to come, and witness to what he's done to bring us out of the world. So you can't tell me that now that you've joined the Elohim and you supposed to be witness to this man that you can be joined to wickedness, but that take away your testimony. You sit here and talk about how you all for Yah and you all for this and you doing this, that, and the third, but at the same time you still joined to things of this world. You still doing stuff you know you ain't got no business doing, and people gonna see that. And people you gonna put that to shame because you supposed to be ministering as a witness, but how can you be a faithful witness when you're not really joined the Elohim? You're not really joined the Elohim because you still out here doing stuff for the world. You still out here doing stuff with the nations. You join hand in hand with people who really don't believe. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So as that responsibility, we supposed to be joined in righteousness as a witness, as a testimony to this man, that any day when this man come back, he can say, well done, my good and faithful servant. You've been that witness, and you've been joined to me blamelessly. You understand? That's what we all seeking. All right. So let's jump back to Numbers 25. Then we at about verse 4. Right.
And Yahuwah said unto Moses, take all the heads of the people and hang them up before Yahuwah against the sun. That the fierce anger of Yahuwah may be turned away from Yasharal. Moses said unto the judges of Yasharal, slay ye every one of his men that were joined unto Baal Peor.
All right. Go ahead.
And behold, one of the children of Yasharal came and brought unto his brethren a midnight woman, in the sight of Moses and the sight of all the congregation of the children of Yasharal, who were weeping before the door of the tabernacle of the congregation.
All right. So now you got this one brother, he's Super Bowl. Not only we see the decree that he's saying, hang all the ones against the sun, that the fierce anger of Yahuwah may be turned away. Understand why is Yahuwah mad at this point?
We serving our God.
Right, because we openly in this man's face commit adultery. And not only that, you got this one man so bold, he done brought the woman into the sight of the congregation of the children of Yasharal. And it say his brother, they say he brought unto his brother a Midianitish woman in the sight of Moses and in the sight of all the congregation of Yasharal. So he bold. He don't care.
No shame.
No shame. Because at this point, he's gone so far into worshiping these gods, he don't care. And he loved what he getting from the woman and from these other guys more than he loved Elohim. He's at the point where he's starting to despise Yahuwah and love his new master that he's been joined to. It don't take much, and everybody limit different. That's why you don't play around with sin. That's why you don't play around like that. Because it can be anything that you do outside of this line that have you out here in front of the congregation, in front of the site, dead wrong, and you not shamed. Because now your mind reprobate. You really don't care that you're doing wrong, and you know that you're doing wrong. All right? So let's see what happens. We at verse 7.
And when Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, saw it, he rose up from amongst the congregation and took a javelin in his hand. And he went after the man of Yasharal into the tent and thrust both of them through, the man of Yasharal and the woman through her belly. So the plague was stayed from the children of Yasharal.
All right, let's start right there. All right. So first, let's go with one of y'all pull Phineas, or I think it's Pinchas, the son of Eleazar.
Penicus.
Mouth of brass.
Mouth of brass.
Mouth of brass. Let's look at those two roots. The first root word is pa, and that's mouth. All right. Mouth of a serpent. What's the last definition the Strong's give? It's like the second to last line. I think it says.
Name the 3 Israelites.
No, I need the other one. Oh, yours, let me see yours. Go to the bottom. It say.
Practice divination.
Pa. And we're looking at two-edged sword or the word. That's what the mouth. And then the other word means serpent. All right. So we're looking at it. His name can pretty much mean the word or the two-edged sword can destroy the serpent. You get what I'm saying? And the serpent, we already know, is the subtlety, the craftiness, the deceitfulness, the unrighteousness. You get what I'm saying? Can all be destroyed by the word if you use it. You understand? So we supposed to use the word to combat the wiles of the devil, the serpent, the chaos. All right, we supposed to use the word to be able to destroy that and fight that out of our spirit, so that we can serve the Elohim in one mind and in one heart, and really be joined to this man. All right, but it's gonna take you to have to be zealous for you to be able to do that. All right, let's keep going. So we already see he took the javelin and he killed the man and the Midianite woman. All right, let's keep reading.
Those that died in the plague were 24,000. Yahuwah spake unto Moses, saying, Phinehas the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, have turned my wrath away from the children of Yasharah, while he was zealous for my sake among them, that I consume not the children of Yasharah in my jealousy.
All right, somebody put jealousy. I mean zealous. So let's say the destroyer or the sword of the serpent, the son of Eleazar. We know what that means. That's Yahuwah is our help, and that's son of the light bearer, the priest. All right. So zealous means
Say to envy, be jealous, be envious.
to be envious or to be jealous. All right. So we're looking at it like that. So he say the zeal or him being envious or jealous is what caused him to take that javelin and kill the man and the woman he was joined to. All right. So we know he's the high priest. He's one of the priests. He's the priest. So we see that if we know that he's from Levi, he joined to Elohim, and you see your brother, and we all supposed to be one in the master, he see his brother committing idolatry or committing fornication. That is no different from any of us married men in here right now coming home and seeing our wife in the bed with another man. Are you not going to be jealous? Are you not going to feel some sort of emotion towards that? That you feel like the covenant that you made and the relationship that you in is being defiled? That's that zealous attitude that he had, because he know that we all one in covenant with Elohim, and he thinking how Elohim feeling about that. Him openly bringing a woman into the congregation, knowing that's fornication, knowing that's adultery. His zeal is what caused him to take him out and take him out the camp. You get what I'm saying? So we got to look at it like that jealousy and that envy, we supposed to have that. You supposed to have that for sinners. If you really have that jealousy and envy for people who you know not serving Elohim, that jealousy and envy is supposed to keep you from even being joined with people like that. How can you be joined with somebody that you know is committing fornication and idolatry against your father, against your husband? And we all supposed to be one mind. We all supposed to be one body. And you know, it's people out here doing stuff that's outside and outside the word. If you really believe in this man and you really love this man and you know you really joined with a one mind and one heart in this man, you're not going to allow that. You get what I'm saying? You wouldn't allow that. And that's the same mind that we got to have. That's how you got to feel with somebody who you know not living right, trying to try you with wickedness, trying to try you with sin. You get what I'm saying? That's why that's what his name meant. The word or the two-edged sword will destroy the snake. Because that's what the adversary going to try to do. He's going to try to slide his way in, get you to get joined back with some wickedness. He's going to try you with what he know you like, what might appease your flesh, what might appease your mind. You get what I'm saying? So with the word, that's the only way that you're going to be able to combat that. You understand? And that zealous, that envy that you will have for somebody who you know is not living right, and it's different. It's different from people that you know not in the word. It's one thing, people who you know don't believe. But that's like any one of us in here, we say that we love each other, we in here together, and I see you stealing. You feel me? I know I'm married, I know Corey married, I see him with another female. You're not gonna allow that, because you shouldn't allow that, because that's your love. You should be jealous of that, because you know that that's not right. And you know that he's not sinning against himself. He's not sinning against his wife. He's sinning against the Mashiach. He's sinning against Elohim. That's worthy of death. People do this all the time. They're not seeing how serious this is. Because back then, that's how serious it was. This man brought this woman in front of the congregation, in front of Moses. This man stabbed him right there, in the tent, killed both of them, stabbed him through both of them. Y'all got to understand, that same zeal you got to feel for this word, for unrighteousness. That's the only thing that's going to keep you out of hell. Because if you don't have that zeal, if you don't have that jealousy and envy and that fear for Yahuwah, you'll never stop doing what you're doing. You'll never hold what you know is wrong to a high regard where you don't have shame. Because he ain't have no shame. And once you so deep in your sin, you start to lose that reverence for him. All right? Let's jump to Proverbs 11. Somebody get Proverbs 16. jump down to 20, I think. Yeah. Let's do 20.
They that are of a froward heart are abomination to Yahuwah, but such as are the upright in their way are his delight. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered.
All right. So it say, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished. You see that? So you see, right here, the man of Yasharal, a hand joined in hand with one of these daughters of Moab, got her hand flaunting around the congregation. You see they got the same punishment. They died together. You get what I'm saying? Look at it the same way. Whatever you doing that's outside and breaking you outside of being joined to Mashiach, you never know when your time gonna be. We know the judgment for the wicked, but you hand in hand, you gonna die with them. The floor open up for them, you holding hands with them, you gonna fall too. You get what I'm saying? That rod come when you holding hands with them, you gonna get that rod too. And it's worse, I'm telling you, because it's worse if you say that you believe in this man and you say that you really Levi, you really joined, you say you really want Mashiach, you say you really done been immersed in this man's death and now you won with him, but you still out here holding hands and you join with the wicked. Let's see it again, Proverbs 16. 16. Verse 3.
Marshall 16:3. Commit your works unto Yahuwah, and your thoughts shall be established.
All right, commit your ways to Yahuwah. Commit your mind and your heart to Yahuwah, and he gonna establish your ways so that you may stay joined. Keep going.
Yahuwah has made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil.
Okay.
Everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination to Yahuwah.
Okay, so look, that man was proud. You know he was proud for one because the decree had just said, hey, any nigga we catch with a Midianite woman, we hanging him. This man so proud, he walk up right out there with the woman. What it say?
It say, though hand join in hand, they shall not be unpunished.
You gotta understand. If you hand in hand with wickedness, you are not joined to Yahuwah. You can't be joined to both. You can't serve two masters. That's why I started with that. You can't be joined in any way, shape, or form to ungodliness and still say you joined to Yahuwah because he don't respect that. He don't see that. All right. So let's jump back to number 25. And then think about it like this too. Understand that Hashatan, he always on one accord when it comes to wickedness. That's why he got so many people working in his favor, in his corner. It's way more people out here joining their wickedness than it is people joining righteousness. You get what I'm saying? That's what Yahuwah was trying to get us established before we even went to this land. He telling us the Canaanites, the Jebusites, the Perizzites, the Amorites. All these people are joined together in wickedness. But I'm sending you out there amongst wolves to be joined in me because you can overcome all things. We just read that. Matter of fact, let's go to Psalms 83. Let's go to Psalms 83. Because that's what we don't understand as a people. We don't understand that the wicked, the unrighteous, they always join together. And they got one mind. We talk about we supposed to be one heart, one mind in the Mashiach. The wicked, they always one heart, one mind. Anytime you see other nations coming up against us, they join together tight. It ain't nothing to get the Philistines and the Canaanites, everybody join together. Let's run in Israel. They wicked. They'll come together for that. But we supposed to be sons of Elohim. We supposed to be one with him, but we can't seem to be together. We can't seem to be one in y'all's word and get the reward. We rather have the punishment. We rather get the judgment of being joined hand in hand with the wicked. When we can just stand tall together, stand firm in this man's word, and get blessed. Psalms 83. Let's read verse 3.
They have taken crafty counsel against our people and consulted against our hidden ones. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Yahshua may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent, that they are confederate against us.
So look, it say they have consulted together with one consent. That means these nations are joined together with one mind, and that one mind is to what? Cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Yahshua be no more in remembrance. But we know that though. We know that all these nations are together in one and coming together and making sure that we don't be one. But at the same time, we sit out here and be divided by this, that, and the third. We on this, we on that, we on this, we on that. When all you gotta do is come together and be joined to this man, and we can overcome all things. We can be that witness together and testify against the nation, because their judgment already set. We know their judgment set from everything that they've done to us. That crafty counsel, the subtlety, the sin that creep in on our life, that's already judged. But when you sit here and come back and look at it, why we can't be one like the wicked one? Because it's easier. I'm telling you, it's easier to be out here doing what you want to do. It's easy to be out here joining with these other nations, doing what they want, doing what they do. They make it look fun. It appease your flesh. It appease your belly. It appease your mind. It look good. It feel good. You get what I'm saying? People don't want that. They don't want the hard road. They don't want the straight way. And that's what we're trying to get out of this. If you really gonna serve Yahuwah, you gotta serve him and be one and join to him. All right, let's go back to Numbers 25. I want to finish this because I still want to touch on what we talked about before. We still need to get to the scourge, and we still need to talk about being zealous. That's all I want to talk about, being zealous. All right. So where we at? 12. All right, let's talk about that.
Wherefore say, behold, I give unto him my covenant of peace, and he shall have it, and his seed after him, even a covenant of everlasting priesthood, because he was zealous for his Elohim, and made atonement for the children of Yahshua.
All right, let's stop there. Okay? So for one, it said, I'm going to give him my covenant of peace. Everybody know what peace is, right? That's shalom, right? Now, we done did this so many times. The pictograph. Anybody remember what the pictograph for shalom means?
Those are the teeth.
To destroy.
Destroy.
Destruction of the wicked.
Chaos.
Destroy the leader, or destroy the teacher that establishes chaos, or the source that establishes chaos. All right. So it say, read it one more time at 12. It say, wherefore say, behold, I give unto him my covenant of shalom, and he shall have it, and his seed after him, even the covenant of an everlasting priesthood, because he was zealous for his Elohim and made atonement for the children of Yahshua. See, the covenant of peace was established with this man because he did exactly that. He established peace. How did this man establish peace? He destroyed the chaos in the camp by being zealous enough and having the jealousy enough to kill what was causing people to go astray. You get what I'm saying? So he brought shalom into the camp by being zealous and executing judgment against the man and the Midianite woman. You get what I'm saying? That's how we got to look at it. That's the same way we talk about shalom, shalom this, shalom that. Are you really destroying what's in your life that's joining you, that's separating you from the Father? That's what shalom really is every day. And what you're doing and how you living. Are you destroying the authority and the power that's establishing chaos in your life, or sin in your life, or the serpent in your life? Are you really doing that? Or are you just saying shalom? Are you just saying Shabbat shalom? Are you reflecting on that on your day of rest? How I can be more joined to the Father in ways and in deed, and in my mind state, in my set of mind, in my frame of mind. That's what we're talking about. It is deeper than just saying peace or telling somebody shalom. You need to be witnessing that in the people's life. You need to destroy things in your life that separate you from the Father, so that you can be joined one with this man when he come back and he find you worthy. Because it ain't nothing for you to say that and still go to hell. Talking about you a rule and this, that, and the third. Telling people about the word, being a witness and all that, but you join to idolatry. You join the spiritual fornication. You join the people who you know not living right, but you accept them because you love them, or whatever the case may be. Everybody got their reasons and justification for why they're doing what they're doing. But if you know it's wrong, you need to cut that off. All right. So it say, even for everlasting priesthood, because he was zealous for Elohim and made atonement for the children of Yahshua. All right. Let's go to Mark 9. Let's see somebody else that was zealous. Matter of fact, let's go to Mark 10. All right. Matter of fact, let's go to John 2. That's what I want to add. John 2. We talking about that. Oh yeah. Let's do John 2, verse 13. John chapter 2, verse 13.
And the Yahudims Passover was at hand, and Yahusha went up to Jerusalem and found in the temple those that sold oxen and sheep and doves and the changers of money sitting. And when he had made a scourge of small cords, he drove them all out of the temple, and the sheep and the oxen, and poured out the changers' money, and overthrew the tables.
All right. So we see that he made a scourge of small cords. Anybody can figure out what scourge is?
Is it like a lash?
No, a whip. That's what shit'll mean. To scourge, to chasten, to beat. You get what I'm saying? That's why I want y'all to see that. Because he brought them out there to shit them, for them to learn their lesson, to chastise them, to get their head right before they go into this land. Moab ain't even crossed the Jordan if you know where it's out on the map. You ain't even got to the promised land. This is the land he gave to Moab. But you over here getting tried because before you can even get over here to these Canaanites, these real heathen nations, you falling for the daughters of Moab with some harlotry. Trying to play around. See what I'm saying? I'm just being real. This physical fornication. We ain't went into the spiritual, the real spiritual fornication you're doing. You falling for some little temple prostitutes, some little hoes. You You know what I'm saying? So you gotta look at it like that. This was going on though, because that's what they doing. Sodomizing women. It's all that's what they doing.
That's what's going on, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Bobby Fowler's, nigga.
Yeah.
Candy licking, nigga.
That's what they doing. That's where they getting it from. So you gotta think, they ain't know nothing about that. They come across these girls doing all kind of stuff. They ain't know nothing about that.
I've been in my son from being sure. I told you, I researched this before, bro.
Yeah.
This is where oral sex and stuff came from. It's the worship of Baal. If you put your mouth on a woman's vagina, you serve in Baal. If you put your mouth on a man's penis, you serve in Baal. That's where it come from. That's how they worship their God. We did not do that.
That's why he turned out. This nigga running out the camp with a life.
This is Jew.
What? This that thing. Okay?
That's why Bruce ain't got. I just told you I had a conversation with somebody about this, talking about the marriage bed is not defiled. I can do what I want to with my husband, and you going to hell. Go ahead, yeah, you like sausages in your mouth by all means, but you gonna burn out.
Just the origin. Yeah.
I'm talking about you can suck them up all you want, but you going to hell. I don't care if you're married or not, you're going to hell. I don't care if that's your wife, bro. I'll just eat her vagina. Go ahead now. Go ahead and come up with a glazed donut. You going to hell.
Y'all right to say. Forward man is no shame. You proud. Get what I'm saying?
About what feel good. Worms gonna feel good.
Alright, but let's go back to the score. He right though. That's what we're gonna see that. When we go back to number 25, we're gonna see that in depth, because it's gonna be way more clear. Alright, man. Oh yeah, okay, we had
make sure the people who watching that thing live, hear that. Keep on sucking on some penis and licking some vagina, see what it gets you.
look.
Stale mouth.
Herpes in your mouth, nigga.
Yeah, John 3:15. John 3:15. Yeah, read it one more time. Well, two. My bad. 2:15. I'm sorry.
All right, and when he had made a scourge of small cords, he drove them all out of the temple, and the sheep and the oxen, and poured out the changers' money, and overthrew the tables, and said to them that sold doves, take these things hence, make not my father's house a house of merchandise. And his disciples remembered that it was written, the zeal of thine house hath eaten me up.
All right. So look, we're looking at the same thing. Yahushua went in that temple and seen him. That zeal hit him. He made a scourge. He whipping niggas and flipping the table over. What you doing in here? He trying to purge sin out of us through the scourge, through the chastisement, so we can become one with this man. Anybody know what that's at? As it is written, the zeal of thine house have eaten up. Anybody know what that's at in the
Say it again.
It say right here, it say, and the disciples remembered that it was written, the zeal of thine house hath eaten me up.
Psalm 69.
Psalm 69 and 9. Let's go.
Oh, okay, boy.
Oh, so you book?
Hey,
You
wait,
thought he was tight?
Yeah.
boy, I thought he was super tight. What?
Hey, some books, everyone let him know.
Come on, let's read that though, cause y'all need to know that though. Y'all need to know that though. Yeah, 69 and 9. That's what we doing. But yeah, I bet you ain't gonna forget that one though.
No.
You ain't gonna forget that one.
Tell him he was 69 and what?
Nah, you can jump, you can hit 8.
Tell him he was 69 and 8.
I didn't get that.
I am become a stranger unto my brother, and an alien unto my mother's children. For the zeal of your house has eaten me up, and the reproaches of them that reproach you have fell upon me.
Run 8 back.
I am become a stranger unto my brother, and an alien unto my mother's children.
What that mean? What y'all get out of that?
Came to his own and his own received him not.
Cause once you come from your mother, you know your physical brothers and sisters, and you talking about you joined the Elohim, and they still join the unrighteousness. What else you gonna say? You a stranger amongst them, cause you not doing what they doing. You not living how they living. You not one with them. You a stranger to them. You an alien to them, because they see how you living. They see what you doing. You not doing what they doing no more. You done forsook that, and you done joined the Elohim. So let's get the perspective, cause that zeal is what's keeping you from them. You know they not living right. So that zeal got to be on you to put them aside. If you got to become a stranger in your own home, that's what the Mashiach did. You got to expect that, cause if you wanted this man, you got to feel what he felt. You gonna have to go through the same thing. You gonna have to be a stranger in your own home, amongst your own family, amongst your own kin.
And that's not taking part in the things that they do.
Exactly.
When they call me, oh, you coming by for such and such?
You not. You know I'm not coming around there for that. My kid's not gonna be around there for that. Because I'm not joined to that no more. Alright? Nah.
For the zeal of your house has eaten me up, and the reproaches of them that reproach you are fallen upon me.
Alright, so that's where he getting that from. He getting reproached for reproaching the people that's doing wrong. You get what I'm saying? You gonna get reproached from your family because you zealous enough to tell them what they doing wrong. And now you gotta feel the backlash because they don't want to do right. His own people ain't accepting him because they hated him for telling them what was right. Like he just talked about. People ain't want to put his hands on him because they know you doing right. They ain't gonna want to say nothing up front and be direct because they know you doing right. It's gonna make them look bad because they only hating on you because they wrong.
It's gonna expose you.
It's gonna expose their deeds. You understand? Because that's how it's gonna start be. That's how it's gonna start to be around people that you love and you care about. You're gonna start seeing that. Once they see you drift farther and farther away from what you used to be doing and you living on that righteous path, you're gonna start getting hate from them. It's gonna be low-key shade from them. You know what I'm saying? They might not do it directly as time go on, but they gonna talk to other people that they joined with. Because it say the wicked join hand in hand, they gonna get the same punishment. So they gonna feel comfortable talking about you to other wicked people, but they gonna get the same punishment. You gotta make sure that you stay joined so you don't get that same punishment by falling back into that. Letting that vex your spirit enough where you go back to doing what you know wrong.
That's 72 masters.
Exactly.
They always in your ear. Woo, 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 woo.
Exactly.
They start to vex you, but
You gotta make sure that you know that. Alright? So that's the same thing we see. Alright. So y'all understand that? That's what we looking at. Alright. Let's jump back to Numbers 20, 25. Hello?
Yeah.
Alright. Sorry about that.
Here we are.
Alright, where we at? Yeah, we at back in number 25.
I think
Verse 14, 13. Alright, hold on.
And now the name.
Hold on. Who's that, 13? Alright.
Now the name of the Yasharalite that was slain, even that was slain with the midnight woman, was Zimri, the son of Salem, a prince of the chief house among the Simeonites. The name of the midnight woman that was slain was Kozibai, the daughter of Zer. He was head over a people and of a chief house in Midian.
Alright, so these two prominent people amongst both tribes now. these two prominent people. You got the daughter of a chief that's head of the people, and then you got wait, hold on.
She's a Moabite, so
She's the daughter of a chief,
of
The house of Midian.
right? And then this is a son of a prince, a ruler over the house of Simeon. All right. So these pretty two prominent kids in both of these people tribes, as you would say. All right. So 16.
And Yahuwah spake unto Moses, saying, Vex the Midianites and smite them, for they vex you with their wiles, wherewith they have beguiled you in the matter of Peor, and in the matter of Kozibah, the daughter of the prince of Midian, their sister, which was slain in the day of the plague for Peor's sake.
All right. So look, when they say vex them, which I get,
trouble.
right? Be hostile towards them or be zealous towards them. Don't let them come around you with that, because you know that's what they females on. You know what I'm saying? Somebody coming at you like that, coming at you with that, that's how you gotta be. You gotta be zealous towards things that you know are unrighteous. Because if you don't take that attitude, you don't take that approach, you're gonna wind up doing it. And after you do it one time, you do it 2 times, you're gonna end up like this man. No shame, out there. Whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Probably one who was laid in there.
Sloppy talk.
Yeah, sloppy talk.
Not one
And
time.
then this is what I'm saying. I did this to show the spiritual aspect of it. That's why I say it's a spiritual aspect of it. And it's a physical aspect of it. Because you gotta look, it's twofold. You get what I'm saying? Because you not only sinning against yourself, you not only sinning against whoever else you doing it with. You sinning against Elohim, you sinning against the master. Because you're supposed to be one mind and one body and one flesh. Alright? So let's go to Proverbs 83.
No problem, they agree, sir.
83.
Psalm, I'm sorry. No, Galatians. I know it. I remember. Praise God. Galatians 1.
Then close your legs. Left. Close your legs. Thank you, man.
All right, we're at Galatians 1. All right, and let's go to 13. This Paul.
For ye have heard of my conversation in past time with the Yahudim's religion, how that beyond measure I persecuted the church of Elohim, and wasted it, and profited in the Yahudim's religion above many my equals is my own nation, being more exceedingly zealous of the traditions of my fathers.
All right, so stop there. So all he really saying is, I profited by the traditions of my fathers and what I used to do and how I used to live my life. Us not coming from knowing that we Yahudim, us coming from the tradition and religion of our fathers, which is mostly Christianity, idolatry. You get what I'm saying? Worshiping other gods. He profited from that. How we profited from that? We looking at it from a carnal mind. We profited from it by celebrating Christmas, getting gifts, getting the love you get from loved ones when you living how they living, because you get way more love. Family love to see you come around and they know you living how they living. You doing the stuff that they doing. You celebrating the stuff they celebrating. You talking about the stuff they talking about. You get what I'm saying? They accept you. But what he say? He said right here, he was zealous in the tradition of his fathers. That means he upheld that. Y'all know the people. Everybody, you already in November getting ready for Christmas. You preparing for these holidays. You preparing for this stuff. People don't take that same zeal and apply to these holy days we live in. You know what I'm saying? Being prepared and looking forward to that. Being zealous about that. Knowing that you can keep that. Being zealous about that Shabbat when they roll around. That's what we got to be about, what we believe, because that's what keep them strong in their wickedness. That's what keep their hands held tight, hand in hand in wickedness.
They have a hope for it.
Right. They expect it. They hope for it. They zealous about it. Can't tell me about my this, that, and the third. Can't tell me about this. Because that's the zeal they have for it, even though it's dead wrong. That's the same zeal you got to have for righteousness because you know it's right. That's what's going to strengthen you. That's going to strengthen you in doing it. It's going to strengthen your kids. Us who got kids, they see that we're excited about that. We zealous about that. We look forward to that. That's what they're going to look forward to. And they're going to see the flaw in what other people doing. And then you teaching them about it. You constantly teaching them and you showing them in the word, this is what the standard is. That's how you change. You know what I'm saying? That's what Paul did. That same zeal he had for persecuting niggas who believed in Yahushua, that same zeal he came back with getting people right. Come look. 15.
But when it pleased Elohim, who separated me from my mother's womb and called me by his grace to reveal his son in me, that I might preach him among the heathen, immediately I conferred not with the flesh and blood.
Period. He said, as soon as he called me by grace, pulled me up out of that, I ain't side with my flesh and blood. I let them have that. I let them have what they was doing. That's what he's saying. That's what this is saying right here. He's saying, when Elohim separated me from my mother's womb and called me by my grace, called us into this truth, called us into this walk, he revealed Yahushua in me that I may preach among the heathen. Immediately I conferred not with my flesh and blood. That same zeal I took into that, I immediately switched it around. And that's why they hate me for it. You were just down with us. You just was on that with us. I raised you up on this. And you done switched out. And you going just as hard for something they know is right, but they don't got the fortitude and the strength to do what's right. They're going to hate you for that. That's where all the hate going to come. So when you really join the Mashiach, you're going to get way more hate. It's easier to hold hand with them on the low to keep it contention. Oh, I'll come around there, but I ain't going to do this. You feel me? You still in there because you're not going to get that same criticism that you would get if you were zealous about it. And you really said, no, I'm not on that. I'm not coming around there. And I'll holler at you. You get what I'm saying? That's you still trying to keep your face clean. When our actuality, you got to separate yourself and be joined. All right? Keep reading that. Give me that one. 17.
Neither went I up to Jerusalem to them which were apostles before me, but I went back into Areba and returned again to Damascus. Then after 3 years I went up to Jerusalem to see Peter and abode with him 15 days.
So he pretty much showing you how he changed his pattern. He ain't do what he used to do. He ain't go up there with the apostles and people who preached against the word. But he hung around the disciples, Peter, people who was getting right, people who believed the testimony of Yahushua, who had the spirit. You know what I'm saying? You got to change your people. You got to change your set. You got to change how you move for you to fully be joined. Because if not, you're going to resort to what you're comfortable with. You're going to resort to what you've been doing, You understand what I'm saying? All right, let's go to let's go to Revelation 3. Jump down to 19. Revelation 3 and 19.
As many as I love, I rebuke and chasten. Be zealous, therefore, and repent.
All right. So it said, as many as I love, I rebuke and chasten. That's what was going on in Numbers 25. He set them up to shit them, to chasten them, and to rebuke them. So that they could see what was to come before them as they crossed this Jordan. It's the same thing with us. He chastening us, and he rebuking us, and he preparing us for the next trial and the next tribulation so that we can be his. So he can really weed out who really want to do it. Because your boy got weeded out. What it said, 24,000? I think we said 24,000 got weeded out, actually. That was just the example. He was just bold enough to step out there for real. And the priest had to take care of that. But 24,000 died off that. You get what I'm saying? So he took us as a nation through that particular point so that he could chasten us and show us that he loves us. You understand? Everybody not going to receive that chastisement with joy. And to count it, like I say, count it all joy when you go through tribulations. When you go through things that try your faith. Go through things that bring you out and refine you. You supposed to repent. Like it say, be zealous therefore and repent. Have that same zeal that you had for doing with us in battle, living how you want to live, going hard for yourself. Use that same zeal in this word to live your life right and be joined to Yahushua and repent. Stuff that you know ain't right, stop doing it. With a whole heart and whole mind. For he make a public example out of you. And then you be shamed and you going to hell. Because when he off you and you in it, you gone. He made an example for somebody else, but you done. You're over. Last script, 1 Samuel 7. Alright. Verse 3.
And Samuel spake unto all the house of Yasharal, saying, If you do return unto Yahuwah with all your hearts, then put away the strange gods and Ashtaroth from among you, and prepare your hearts unto Yahuwah and serve him only. And he will deliver you out of the hand of the Philistines.
Stop them. Anybody know what Philistines mean? Pull it up for us. All right.
Immigrants.
Immigrants, strangers, foreigners. What we in right now? Strangers in strange lands. You know what I'm saying? He say, turn your hearts, turn from your strange God, prepare your hearts for Yahuwah and serve him only. That means be joined to him only. Put away all the stuff that you know is not of Yahuwah. Serve him alone so that he may deliver you out of the hands of the immigrants, out of the hands of the strangers, out of the hands of those who oppress you. Because this is the punishment. He's trying us out so that we can be refined. Those whose hearts and minds that really want to be saved, when he delivers us out of this land and prepares for this kingdom, it's only going to be those whose hearts, minds, and blameless and who's fully joined to this man. Because like we read the other time, you never know. He might use you to execute judgment on these nations. These nations that's joined together in one confederate, one heart, one mind against us. He might use any one of us in here to execute judgment against these nations. But he ain't gonna use you if you ain't joined to him. If you ain't really worthy of that, he's not gonna use you for that. You understand what I'm saying? So with that being said, like I say, prepare your hearts to Yahuwah and serve him only. And he will deliver you out of the hands of the Philistines. There you go.
Good time.